Do you ever feel like your life is slipping through your fingers, constantly being pulled in a million directions by others' expectations? It's easy to get lost in the chaos of life, work, family, social obligations, and the never-ending quest for approval. But what if I told you that the key to unlocking true happiness, success, and peace lies in one simple act? You're not here by accident. You're watching this because deep down, you know it's time for a change. You're ready for something bigger, something more meaningful. Today, we're diving deep into Buddhist wisdom to show you how focusing on yourself, your mind, your inner world, can lead to the most transformative, life-changing experience you've ever had. In Buddhism, focusing on yourself isn't about being selfish or ignoring the world around you. It's about becoming deeply aware of your own mind and emotions so that you can live with greater clarity, wisdom, and compassion. The Buddha taught that true happiness comes from inner peace, not from external achievements or other people's opinions. When you focus on yourself, you're not just turning inward, you're actually aligning yourself with the fundamental truths of life. You're tapping into the power of self-awareness, mindfulness, and self-compassion, qualities that can lead to profound spiritual and personal growth. In this video, we're going to walk you through the essential practices that will help you focus on yourself, break free from negativity, and experience life in a completely new way. Stick with us until the end, because this knowledge can genuinely change your life. 1. Let go of external validation, the root of suffering. Let's begin with one of the core teachings of Buddhism. Attachment is the root of all suffering. Most of us spend our lives seeking validation from others. We're constantly looking for approval, whether it's from our bosses, our friends, or even strangers on social media. But the more we chase external validation, the more we become enslaved by it. We lose ourselves in the process. The Buddha taught that when we cling to the idea of being liked or admired by others, we create suffering for ourselves. Why? Because external validation is impermanent. It comes and goes. But true peace and confidence come from within. How do you let go of external validation? Start by recognizing your worth independent of others' opinions. Focus on your strengths, your values, and your inner wisdom. When you stop relying on others to define your value, you free yourself from the chains of suffering and begin to discover authentic self-worth. 2. Embrace solitude, where transformation begins. We live in a world that often tells us that being alone is a bad thing. But in Buddhism, solitude is seen as one of the most powerful tools for self-transformation. When you take time to be alone, you create space for self-reflection and growth. Solitude allows you to quiet the noise of the outside world and tune into your own thoughts, emotions, and desires. It helps you become mindfully aware of who you are and what you truly want. In fact, many Buddhist monks spend long periods in solitary retreat, not as an escape from the world, but as a way to deepen their understanding of themselves and life. How can you embrace solitude in your life? Try setting aside a few minutes each day to be completely alone with your thoughts. No phone, no distractions, just you. In this quiet time, practice mindful breathing and observe your thoughts without judgment. This practice will help you cultivate a deeper connection with yourself and unlock new insights about your life's direction. 3. Practice mindfulness, the power of being present. One of the most transformative practices in Buddhism is mindfulness, the art of paying attention to the present moment with full awareness. When we live mindfully, we stop dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, and instead, we focus fully on the here and now. Why is mindfulness so powerful? Because it allows us to break free from the endless cycle of stress and anxiety that often dominates our lives. When we're fully present, we can experience life more vividly and appreciate its beauty. But here's the secret. Mindfulness isn't just about meditation. It's something you can incorporate into every aspect of your life, from eating and walking to working and even talking with others. How can you start practicing mindfulness today? Begin by simply paying attention to your breath. Notice how it feels as air enters your lungs and leaves your body. Then throughout the day, practice being fully present in whatever you're doing. If you're eating, really taste the food. If you're walking, notice the sensations in your feet. The more you practice mindfulness, the more you'll cultivate inner peace and awareness. 4. Master your thoughts, the key to inner freedom. Buddhism teaches that our thoughts shape our reality. Every experience we have is filtered through the lens of our mind. If your mind is filled with negative, anxious, or self-critical thoughts, you'll experience a life full of stress and suffering. But the good news is that you have the power to change your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. This is a central insight in Buddhist meditation. When you learn to observe your thoughts without getting caught up in them, you gain the power to choose which thoughts to engage with. You can let go of negative thinking patterns and replace them with thoughts that uplift and empower you. How can you master your thoughts? Begin by practicing mindfulness of thoughts. Notice when negative or self-critical thoughts arise, but don't judge them or try to push them away. Simply observe them and then consciously choose to release them. Over time, you'll become more skilled at shifting your mindset and creating a more positive mental environment. 5. Cultivate self-compassion, the path to true healing. One of the most overlooked aspects of focusing on yourself is the importance of self-compassion. In Buddhism, compassion is seen as one of the most powerful forces in the universe, both toward others and toward ourselves. But here's the truth. Many of us are kinder to others than we are to ourselves. We beat ourselves up over mistakes, criticize ourselves for not being good enough, and carry around guilt and shame. Buddhism teaches that to truly transform your life, you must learn to treat yourself with the same kindness and compassion that you would offer to a friend. This doesn't mean making excuses for yourself. It means recognizing that you're human, that you're worthy of love and respect, no matter what. How can you practice self-compassion? When you catch yourself being self-critical, pause and ask yourself, would I speak to a friend this way? Then consciously choose to offer yourself words of kindness and understanding. Over time, this practice will help you heal emotionally and foster a deeper sense of self-worth. 6. Detach from materialism. Find freedom in simplicity. In a world obsessed with material wealth and possessions, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that happiness comes from having more. But Buddhist wisdom teaches the opposite. True freedom and happiness come from letting go of attachment to material things. When we place our happiness in possessions, we become trapped in a cycle of craving and dissatisfaction. No matter how much we acquire, it's never enough. But when we learn to detach from materialism, we free ourselves from this cycle and discover the joy of simplicity. How can you detach from materialism? Start by practicing gratitude for what you already have. Instead of focusing on what you lack, focus on the abundance in your life. You might also try simplifying your surroundings by decluttering and letting go of possessions that no longer serve you. This will create space, both physically and mentally, for more meaningful experiences and connections. 7. Live with intention. Align your actions with your values. Finally, one of the most powerful ways to focus on yourself and create a life-changing experience is by living with intention. In Buddhism, this is called living in accordance with the Eightfold Path, which encourages us to act with mindfulness, wisdom, and compassion. When you live with intention, you stop letting life happen to you and start taking control of your destiny. You make conscious choices that align with your values, goals, and spiritual principles. This leads to a deeper sense of fulfillment and purpose. How can you live with intention? Start by reflecting on what truly matters to you. What are your core values? What kind of person do you want to be? Then set daily intentions that align with these values. This could be as simple as practicing kindness toward others, staying present in each moment, or working toward a meaningful goal. Over time, living with intention will lead to a more purposeful and fulfilling life. Focusing on yourself for a life-changing experience. Focusing on yourself is not about selfishness or isolation. It's about nurturing your mind, body, and spirit so that you can live a more meaningful, fulfilling life. By practicing self-awareness, mindfulness, self-compassion, and intentional living, you'll unlock the power to transform not only your own life, but also the lives of those around you.